Hello everybody, Corey here. We're going to go over the trades and holdings for ULTY for Thursday, July 18th. As a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I'm just gathering the data and presenting it to you to help you be more informed. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. Please make sure you understand the risk involved investing in these before doing so. All right, so let's go over the daily tab first. I could have waited, but I didn't. All the IVs still aren't wanting to load just yet, so this is where we're at. We do have two new tickers, brand new to ULTY. We have Lemonade here, and we have Spotify. And we have lots of trades for today. It is Thursday. So yeah, we have quite a bit of trades here. There were trades done yesterday. I verified that with Jay. So the holdings were right. The trades just didn't make it on the trades sheet that was on the website yesterday. Let's see, where do we begin? Okay, so we have all of these in alphabetical order. If you want to look at these, the day it was added to ULTY. At least the most recent time, because some of these have been in and out. If we sort this by IV, we are some of our, Space Mobile down there, ASTS, it's at 109%. We have HUT 8 at 108%. We have American Superconductor at 105%, and HIMS and HERS at 101%. And then AMD down at 56%. But I think that's gone as of today. And then we have Tesla here at 62%. So let's look at our costs and stuff here, or our prices, stock prices. So ULTY dropped again today, along with the entire stock market, as you would expect. We went from $12.90 to $12.57. We dropped 2.5% here, while the S&P almost dropped 1%. And I'm not sure where the NASDAQ 100 ended, because I haven't done the other videos yet to even look at that percentage. But I do think it was down like most everything. And actually, you can look here. Yesterday, we didn't have any red. The first time that I recall, we had all red. Yesterday was the first time I recall us ever having all red in the portfolio. Today, we don't have all red, but we have 4 with 0 green zeros and 1 with 1%, and the rest is red, right? So our biggest one down, of course, is going to be the American Superconductor, because, anything to do with any of the semiconductors and all that stuff are down and have been for the last couple of days, especially if it had to do with China, if their sales and stuff had to do with China and stuff like that. So down 10% today. Then we have HUT 8 down 8%, Space Mobile down 8%, ENVX down 8%. Then we have MAR and HIMS and HERS down 7%, Coin and Hood down 6%. The only ones that were green, though very slightly, we had ELF, Tesla, Bilibili, Vistra, and Reddit. Now, because we did have a lot of trades and stuff, some of these will no longer be in here. So let's do this. All right, so those top 3 there, you can see where they've stowed the stock, Vistra, ELF, and AMD. So those are no longer in the holdings. And then the rest of these are, you can see Lemonade and Spotify on the bottom where they purchased the stock, right? So you have to spend a lot of money doing that. And all those in between have to do with the options. And then, of course, on the right-hand side, we can see our net assets here. Sorry if the AC in here is a little loud. I don't know why the RV ACs are loud. But let's look here. An average of $9 million. All right. Let's move on over to the trades, because we just have a lot going on. And what I didn't do the other day, I tried to make this a little bit smaller so a lot of these would fit on the page. It might not have been for this particular video, it might have been for the single stock ETFs, and I didn't put any lines in here, so I will apologize for that up front. But we have AMD here. Like I said, we sold out of that. And then you can see for the American superconductor here, well, I guess I'll open that back up. I didn't usually it. No, it's not going to do what it normally does. Okay. But anyway, they closed the $29 strike price and then moved it, wow, out an entire month to a $30 strike price. That is very interesting. They moved a lot of these far out. I wonder what decided to do that. What made them decide to do that? Move a lot of these so far out. Interesting. Maybe a new strategy. Maybe thinking the market maybe red for a minute. But anyway, and then we have ARM here, a new short call, which I guess that means there wasn't one here yesterday. No, there wasn't. Okay, yeah. Remember we had some of these just hanging out there. I don't know if they were just waiting to decide what they wanted to do with them today to see how the market was or what. I don't know. But you can see that they sold a short call here. Let's see. We have Space Mobile that closed out $14.50 strike price. It was going to expire this Friday, and they pushed that out to next week for $14 strike price. And then now we have a short call for Billy. We haven't had one all week. And then it looks like we're back in Clean Spark, with that said, I don't know because it looks brand new, so I did not. Clean Spark is actually, I guess, back in. I haven't, without having the trades yesterday, I feel like I'm a little behind. So yeah, I haven't added Clean Spark back in there. Apparently I didn't realize it had come out. So now I could have sworn here that I had added, lemonade and stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to do, insert, copy, paste, and let's add. That way I'll have it here. Clean. All right. So it's interesting because that was the only one that was still in here. I guess MicroStrategy SMCI. I'll have to look because that means this needs to be changed. If it came out and came back in. And then I guess, not that it really matters so much at this second. Wow, Clean Spark was down 10% today. Oh, and then these aren't going to add up right because I just need to mark this whole line because I'll have to get on a computer because you can't like paste values and stuff unless you're actually on a computer. So sorry about that. I didn't catch that there. And then you can see here they closed out. It's interesting. So They closed out the 250 strike price that was going to expire on Friday, which had 385 contracts. And then I don't know what they did. Then they created a new short call that would expire on August 2nd with a 257.50 strike price with 732 contracts, but then they turned around and closed 306 of those. So let's just check real quick. Yeah. All right. That won't be the first weird thing you'll see today. Wait till we get to the holdings. But if you want to see all the prices for that, there you go. All right. So then we have Carvana here. They had 3 short calls that were going to expire tomorrow, 150, 143, and 140 strike prices. Of course, we were way below all of those, but they still ended up paying for 8 and 12 cents to close those out. And now our new short call here will expire in a couple of weeks with 142 strike price. And then you can see here where they closed out the ELF stock. And then ENVX, they closed out the short call that was going to expire tomorrow with the $19 strike price. And now we have a short call that expires August 2nd with the $18.50 strike price. And then we have the Hims and Hers. So they closed out the one that was going to expire tomorrow with the $23 strike price. And our new short call expires next week with a $22.50 strike price. They paid 5 cents a share to close those out. And then we had Hood. They closed out the short call expiring tomorrow with a $25.50 strike price. They closed those out for 3 cents. And now we have a new short call that will expire next week with a $24.50 strike price. And then we have Lemonade here, which is one of our new brand new stocks. And then we have a short call here for Reddit and Rivian. We already had the stocks for these. These short calls will expire next week. We have Reddit with a $70 strike price and Rivian with an $18 strike price. And then we have Spotify here, our new stock and short call here. We'll go over these on the holdings. But I'm just doing this in case you want to see some of these. Mainly the close, because we can't see, unless there's a screw up like here, you won't be able to see those on the holdings. So the issue that happened here with Tesla, so there'll be an error on the holdings, is this particular short call with the 267.50 strike price. If you go to yesterday's holdings, we can see that 267.50 was on the holdings with the expiration of next week. So there'll be an error on the holdings because it can't, it's being put in there to consolidate as the 19th, but there's one with the 26th, so now both of them will be on there. And they'll probably fix that tomorrow. But that's why here is because it had that expiration date. Which one is right? I don't know. I would assume the one that's on the holdings must be wrong. Otherwise, why would they close it out? Just to, well, it is a different strike price, I guess. But you'd think they would just keep it if it was for next week already. But anyway, then Vista stock, they closed out of that. And then they closed the Wayfair short calls that was going to expire Friday with a $61 and $58 strike price. And now have moved those to in a couple of weeks, August 2nd expiration with a $58 strike price. So this right here will basically show you all of the trades, all the ones that's closed, because we can't see those on the holdings. And then if we move over here on the holdings, now we do have, you can see over here on the sides, all the new, of course it's probably really bit small for you if you're on your phone. but I'll just scroll down through here in case you didn't capture them on the other side. If you want to pause, if you're on either screen, no problem. This down here is the Tesla short calls that I was talking about. So the holdings, the other, holdings from yesterday had it as the 26th. The trades today had it as the 19th. Therefore, it adds both of these here. Of course, if you add those together, it cancels each other out. So, again, I don't know which one was right or whatever. But they will clear it up tomorrow. But for the, looking here, those lines shouldn't be here anymore on the holdings. And then you can see here the stocks match this short call here. So what we're going to do, since we've already sort of glanced over all those trades and you've gotten all the numbers, should you wanted to look at any of those, we're just going to look here at the actual holdings now and look at what we have here for our strike prices. And our strike prices are so far out on some of these. We're a month out even on this one that I don't even have my color codes in here, right? Because I didn't expect for us to be that far out. So that's why some of these color codes aren't here. Obviously, red expires tomorrow, yellow will expire next week, and then these other ones I would have colored. But I didn't do that. I'll have to do that for next week. Anyway, so we have the American superconductor here. We have our short call that will expire in a month with a $30 strike price, and we're currently underneath that 13% because the stock did drop 10% today. And then we have ARM. We have a short call that expire in a couple of weeks with a 167.50 strike price. We're underneath that 5%. Then we have Space Mobile here. We have two short calls. We have a 13.50 that will expire tomorrow. We're currently underneath that 8% because we dropped 8% today. And we have the $14 strike price for next Friday that we're currently under by 12%. Then we have Billy here with a short call that expires next Friday with a $17 strike price. Clean Spark short call expires next Friday with a $19 strike price. And sorry about that. So Billy, $17 strike price under that 8%. Clean Spark, $19 strike price. We're underneath that 10%. As you can see, we actually dropped 10% today. And then we have Coin that won't expire for a couple of weeks with a $257.50 strike price. And we're underneath that 9%, dropping 6% today. Carvana here with a short call in a couple of weeks, 142 strike price. We're underneath that 9%. Now, notice these yellows I have over here. So I have these yellow because our stocks and our short calls don't match up. So here for Carvana, we have 656 contracts. We have 73,200 stocks. So I don't know if they'll, if that was noticed or missed, or if they have a plan to sell some of the stock or sell more short calls. I'm not sure. But in this case, you would expect the contracts to be 732, not 656. Same thing with ENVX. We have a short call that expires in a couple of weeks with the 1850 strike price. We're underneath that 13% because it did drop 8% today. But again, we have 4,663 contracts, but we've had 571,000 500 shares. So we expect our contracts to be 5,715. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And then we have the Hims and Hers that with a short call that expires next week with a 22.50 strike price. We're underneath that 9%. The stock dropped 7% today. And again, just a discrepancy between our short call contracts and our stocks, number of stocks. And then we have Robinhood here with a short call that expires next week with a 24.50 strike price, currently underneath that 7%, and the stock did drop 6% today. Then we have Hut 8 with a short call that expires Friday with the 18.50 strike price. We're currently underneath that 2%. This one actually dropped 8% today, so that put us back underneath our short call. Then we have our new stock here, Lemonade. So let's look at this, Lemonade Inc., and of course none of the data field. Be honest with you, never heard of this stock. I think this is yeah, I'm not going to say it's the first one because I haven't heard of Vistra either. And I'm sure there was a couple others I hadn't heard of yet. But while I have this open, so of course we have Spotify down here at the bottom. So I think we all know what Spotify is. Sorry I didn't look Lemonade up. I was just trying to get this data out as quickly as possible. Let's see. So we were at Lemonade. Short call expires in a couple of weeks. We have a $26 strike price. We're underneath that 13%. And then we have Mara here. It expires tomorrow with a $26 strike price. And we're underneath that 9% as Mara did drop 7% today. MicroStrategy, we're getting closer and closer to that strike price. This expires tomorrow. The strike price is $1,500, and we are currently only 4% over $55.16. Reddit strike price expires next, short call expires next Friday with a $70 strike price. We're currently under that 6%. One of the few that actually went up today. Rivian short call expires next Friday with an $18 strike price. We're underneath that 6%. Then we have Sunrun with 2 short calls that expire tomorrow. We have a $16.50 and a $17 strike price. Of course, we closed today at $17.05. So we're above the one by 5 cents, and we're above the other one by 55 cents or 3%, which is also where the majority of the contracts are. So to close these out, if we had to close them out today, it would cost us over $400,000 to close those out. Then we have SMCI again. This is another one where we have a discrepancy here between our number of stocks and our short call contracts. But this one expires for SMCI next Friday with a $9.50 strike price, and wow, we are underneath that 16%. And then we have Spotify, our new one. Short call expires next Friday with a $315 strike price, and we're underneath that 8%. That's crazy. I don't know. I guess I just don't think of that as an expensive company or something. So it took me by surprise when I saw the stock price there. But anyway, let's move on. We have Tesla here. With our short call that expires next Friday with a $272.50 strike price. Wow, that's on up there. Of course, we closed today at $250, but we're currently underneath that 9%. And then we have Wayfair here. This one will expire in a couple of weeks. We have a $58 strike price, and we're currently underneath that 10%. Anyway, I see, we had the error with the clean spark. I tried to make all of the adjustments here today. I'll try this weekend to get a lot of stuff cleaned up. I know we just had a distribution on this, but I'll try to get my workbooks cleaned up a little bit this weekend and try to get everything back on track and the data calculating, our earnings at the top. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I will talk with you later. Bye.